Don't judge a book by its cover. That's a saying that I'm sure we've all heard of, but in today's video, we are going to be judging books by their covers. Hey, how's it going, guys? Blue Tempest here, and welcome to yet another video. And this one is going to be about some of my favorite volume covers, specifically Volume 1 manga covers. As a manga collector myself, there has been a ton of series out there that I have gotten interested in just solely based on the cover, and I'm sure that is the case for a lot of you guys as well. Now, obviously, these days I am more aware of, what I'm buying. I'm the type of person who does like to do a lot of research before picking a series up, just so I make sure that it's something I'm actually interested in. But there has been some series that I just solely pick up based on the cover, and I've wanted to do a video about this for quite a while. So I have set aside 10 volume 1s in my collection that I think have really, really great covers. Now, these aren't going to be in any particular order or anything like that. And like I said, these are just volume 1 covers. These aren't going to be my favorite manga covers of all time or anything like that. That is a video that I would like to do at some point in the future, so let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see that or even a part 2 to this video. But yeah, before we get into the list, I do want to say if you enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, as well as if you're enjoying my content, then make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you can get notified every time I do upload a brand new video. And also follow me on social media such as Instagram and Twitter. The links to those are going to be down in the description. But with all that out of the way, let's actually get into these covers, shall we? And I want to start off with one of my absolute favorite volume 1 covers of all time. I mean, this one is a pretty obvious one if you guys have been following me for quite a while now, as this is a series that I always praise its covers, and that is Happiness by Shuzo Oshimi. This is one of my favorite volume 1 covers of all time. Honestly, could be my favorite if I really sat down and thought about it. But as you can see here, we have a very close-up image of a girl with blood on her lips and flowing down her mouth and everything like that. It's a very gruesome yet hauntingly beautiful cover. And I'm not an artist myself, so I'm not sure what Oshimi used to draw this cover, but it seems like it might be like some sort of paint or oil or something like that. And I just really, really love the color palette here. It's also a great indication that this is going to be a vampire manga. And yeah, I just think it fits the vibe of the series perfectly. Just how I described it earlier as being a hauntingly beautiful volume 1 cover, this is a hauntingly beautiful manga series. But next up here is the first of many very obvious choices when it comes to manga covers. I mean, this is a series that is very popular and for good reason, but also I just think has some really, really sick covers, and that is Chainsaw Man. Here with volume 1, I just love the way that the colors pop on this cover. As you can see, we have that kind of lime green with an orange backdrop, and a lot of people really don't like the logo that Viz Media actually made because it's pretty different from the actual logo in the Japanese covers. Yeah, a lot of people don't like this logo. I personally actually kind of like it a lot. So yeah, I don't have any issues there. I am more of a fan of very stylized covers with, crazy colors and everything like that, and Chainsaw Man does that very, very perfectly. Like I said, this is kind of an obvious choice, but I think that a lot of the most popular series have some really, really great volume 1 covers. I personally think it's actually one of the reasons why those series become very popular. As like I said in the beginning of this video, the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, is not really applicable to the general public, as I feel like a lot of people actually pick up manga based on the covers, especially people who aren't as into anime and manga. They will just pick up whatever looks cool, whatever catches their eye, and I think that Chainsaw Man does a great job at that. Another series that does a great job at that is actually My Hero Academia. This is a volume 1 cover that I have always loved from the moment I actually saw it. Just like Chainsaw Man, this is one that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, a lot of you guys know about, and just from looking at it, you may not think it's anything special, but honestly, I really, really love Horikoshi's art style, and I think that this is a perfect volume 1 cover. That tells you everything you need to know about this series. You have the main character of Izuku Midoriya in the cover, He has like a backpack, so you could tell obviously he is a student. And then we have All Might here in the background. It's obviously apparent that he is a superhero. And then we have some more characters here in the back, which I really like that detail there, kind of showing some of the other heroes that we will meet in this series. And I do really like the yellow background. I think it really makes the characters pop out of this cover, and I think it's just a very well done cover for My Hero Academia. But moving on, we actually have Hat Atelier. I had to put this one in this video just because it's such a beautifully drawn volume cover. I just absolutely love Shirahama's art style, and I just love the way that she does her paneling. I really like the corners on this cover, as you can see here, and I like how our main character pops out from those corners. Yeah, just a small little detail that I really do enjoy. And I just love the color palette here. I love this kind of teal blue and the kind of earth tones that are present here on this cover. This kind of has that classic storybook fairy tale vibe, which fits the vibe of the series itself, which I really do enjoy. And yeah, Hat Atelier's Volume 1 cover is obviously a really great one. I just had to put it on this list. But moving on, we have a pretty interesting one, and that is Dorohedoro's Volume 1 cover. This is one of my favorite series of all time, and I was kind of conflicted between this and Die Dark's Volume 1 cover, but I ended up going with Dorohedoro just because I really do like the stylized nature of this cover. I like that kind of weird texture in the backdrop, and then I love the fact that Hyman, our main character, is shown here wearing that kind of hazmat mask, and he's kind of all in red, and then we have that Dorohedoro logo right in the front in a very splotchy and grimy way. I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense, but I really like the way it's done here. And Dorohedoro has some of my favorite volume covers of all time in general, and I think that this is a really good first volume that kind of gives you an idea of what you're getting into, as this is a very dark, gritty, and grimy series. Moving on, here we have another just absolutely beautiful Volume 1 cover, and that is for Children of the Whales. Now, this is one that was literally a cover buy for me. I bought this Volume 1 not really knowing too much about the series in general. I kind of just picked it up based on this Volume 1 cover, and lo and behold, I ended up really liking it. And this cover is just absolutely beautiful, as you can see here. And what I really like is that Viz Media decided to add some detailing on this cover. It's really hard to kind of show on camera, but it's really cool, especially in the context of the series, because when these characters are using their magic, they have these kind of marks that glow on their bodies, and that is shown right here on the Volume 1 cover, which is really cool. And I just love that the character is holding the mud whale, which is essentially the world that the characters live on. That is a really cool touch as well. All in all, this is a very gorgeous Volume 1 cover. That genuinely was the main reason why I picked up this series in the first place. Next up is another series that has some really cool detailing on the cover thanks to Viz Media. I think they honestly popped off with this Volume 1 cover, and that is for Taiyo Matsumoto's Number 5. This is a series that admittedly I have not read yet, but I still just had to include it in this video because I really love the vibe of this cover. The blue that is chosen for the sky is just really nice. I love the way that it pops out. I just love how vibrant it is. And then, as you can see, this is a very dystopian sci-fi setting here. Really unique art here from Taiyo Matsumoto. And what I really like is this kind of detailing on the Number 5 logo. I don't even know how to really describe this. It's maybe kind of like an oil rainbow effect. I don't really know exactly how Viz Media pulled that off, because I haven't really seen this done on any other manga volumes or even any other covers for regular books in general. Yeah, really cool detailing there from Viz. I really do enjoy that. But moving on, we have one that I think is going to be really interesting, and that is Assassination Classroom. This is easily the simplest cover, probably the most simple Volume 1 cover that I have ever seen, as it's really just a yellow background with a smiley face on it. But I think that Yusei Matsui is kind of a genius for this cover. I think I can confidently say that this cover really caught the eye of a lot of people. I mean, when this first came out in Japan, it was one of the top selling Shonen Jump series of all time. And even here in the West, I think this volume 1 cover just has you very intrigued as to what this series is going to be about. I just really like the simplicity here. You don't really get really much of what the series is about, but when you read it, when you find out, you know, who this character here in the front is, Koro Sensei, it really does make sense. And I just really like this cover a lot. I think it really pops out, and I think it is just a very unique cover. I think the simplicity of it really works. And while it's one that I originally didn't know how I felt about it, now I can definitely say that I really do enjoy this cover. All right, and so the second to last one here is going to be for A Bride's Story. This is another series that I have not read yet. I am currently reading Emma, which is from the same mangaka, and I decided to go with A Bride's Story because I just think that this volume 1 cover is absolutely incredible. Just the way that Kaoru Mori draws the clothing here is just absolutely insane. I mean, the detailing and everything is so well done. I think that the color palette here also is really nice, and I think that Yen Press really killed it with the lettering as well. I think this is just all around a very beautiful volume cover. I also do like the pink borders on the top and the bottom as well. While I haven't read the series, this definitely intrigues me to read it even more. I just really like this volume 1 cover. All right, and the final volume 1 cover that I want to talk about in this video is another very obvious one. Now, this is a volume cover that I am almost certain that you have seen. If you are watching this video, if you're a fan of manga, you have seen this cover, and that is for Attack on Titan. Probably one of my favorites of all time. And again, an image that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, a lot of you guys are accustomed to. Thinking back on when this volume 1 first came out, it was probably a really big reason why this series actually ended up becoming one of the most successful manga of all time. I just think that the way that Hajime Isayama did this cover tells you everything that you need to know about this series, what the monsters that our main characters are going to be fighting, just how unique the whole vibe of it is. Again, it's kind of hard to see it that way just because of how oversaturated Attack on Titan is in today's day and age, but just looking back on it, I think that this is an incredible volume 1 cover. It also helps that Kodansha's omnibus releases have this really cool detailing on the cover where it's kind of like embossed. So there's a lot of texture here and you can see the characters kind of pop out a bit. That's a really cool touch. But in general, I just think this is an awesome volume 1 cover for a shonen manga. And with that, that pretty much does it for this video. But I hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know if you guys would like to see a part 2 at some point in the future. And I will hopefully be doing my top 10 like actual manga covers of all time, not just talking about, you know, volume 1s, but I thought it would be really interesting to kind of make that stipulation and to make this video. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.